Hey guys, it's Aislinn, and in today's video we're going to be bleaching my roots, and I'm also going to be toning my hair in the same video. I normally don't tone my hair because I go bright colors afterward. This time I decided I wanted to tone my hair literally for no reason at all, but I just want to tone my hair with Wella T18, so that's what we're going to be doing today, bleaching and toning my hair, and I'm very excited. It has been a very long time since I've bleached my roots. Last time I bleached them was January 18th. They're way past due. I've been holding off on bleaching them because I've been waiting to get my Brad Mondo color in the mail, and it finally came. So I am able to bleach my roots now, so I have fresh roots to be able to do my new rainbow color with Brad Mondo. I've already mixed up my lightener. I'm using the same thing I normally use, which is my Schwarzkopf Blonde Me, and I use the dedicated 20 volume developer. I love this bleach. It has bond enforcing in it, so it's kind of like Olaplex and it's already in the bleach, so you don't have to add an extra step. It just lifts the hair really well and it makes your hair feel good, it smells good, and it doesn't make your hair feel damaged, so I love that bleach. It's definitely my favorite. And I'm sure you can tell my hair looks very oily because I just got done saturating my hair in a whole bunch of oil. It's just an extra step that I like to do before I bleach my hair, just in case any of the bleach gets on any of my ends. That oil is there to dilute the bleach. I use this Garnier Fructis Moroccan Sleek Oil Treatment with argan oil from Morocco. It's for frizzy, dry, unmanageable hair, and I literally just got this because it was really cheap and I needed an oil that I could use a lot of to drench my hair in. So I went ahead and drenched my whole hair in oil, as you can see. It also helps your scalp, like I rub it into my scalp so that way it's not dry or irritated. Let me get my gloves on and we'll start bleaching my hair. And boy, do I have some fun stories and life updates for you guys. I just put my mirror behind me because I am starting in the back of my head. So I had to turn my ring light off, so I only have one light on me right now. So it might be a little dark in here, but I have to turn off those lights because I can't see in the mirror behind me because the lights create a reflection on the mirror. So it's like impossible to see the back of my head if I keep all my lights on. Also, I just got the hiccups within the past like 5 seconds. So now I have hiccups. This morning has been crazy. Also, this shirt has bleach stains on it already, so I'm just going to add this into my bleaching shirts because I don't wear it anymore because I have bleach on it. Okay, so let's get this process going, shall we? I've been delaying it for like a month now. I literally can't handle my hiccups. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me tell you. Yesterday morning, my husband was up and he... Hold on, let me try and get rid of these hiccups. So my husband was up and he was getting ready for work, and I was still laying in bed. I had only slept 2 hours that night because I was having like really bad paranoia and anxiety and stuff, so I couldn't sleep. So I had only slept 2 hours that night. So I was actually awake laying in bed when he got up for work, but I was trying to go to sleep because I was planning on filming all day, which didn't happen because I didn't sleep any. And then as I'm laying in bed trying to sleep, I hear this really loud clanging and banging coming from the kitchen. I was like, what is going on? Aaron didn't say anything to me, so I just figured everything was fine, you know, nothing's happening. He just accidentally banged around some pans and he didn't mean to. I didn't think anything of it. Then I hear the door open, the front door open, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, he just woke up, it's not time for him to leave yet. And then he comes back inside, and then he comes to the bedroom, and he's standing in the doorway staring at me. And I was like, what is going on? And he was like, there was a mouse in the kitchen. And I was like, excuse me? There's a mouse in the kitchen. And he was like, yeah, it was underneath the oven. You know that drawer that pulls out where like everyone stores their pans? It was in there. And he said, I got it and I took it outside. And I was like, did you kill it? And he's like, no, I just let it go. And I was like, you can't just release the mouse outside in your yard because it's going to come right back in. Like, you have to take it really far away from your house if you're trying to catch and release. Like, I don't want to kill it. Obviously, I feel horrible, but like, if you don't have time to take it somewhere else, just you have to do that because it can't live in my house. So he just let the mouse go. And I was like, okay, well, it's going to come back at some point because if you do that, they'll just come right back inside. He didn't know that. And I was like, it's all right. We'll just, worry about it whenever it comes back. And then I was sitting there thinking, like, how did he know that there was a mouse underneath the stove? So I was like, how did you hear the mouse? How did you know that there was a mouse there? And, you know, let me preface this by saying, for the past week, literally for the past week, my cats have been acting so strange. They've been in the kitchen and they've been all huddling around the stove, just staring at it, like staring underneath the stove, staring behind the fridge, which is next to the stove, just acting so strange. And I kept telling Aaron, I talked to him about it because I'm like hyper aware of my cats because they're like my kids. So if they're acting strange at all, I'm aware of the situation. I know what's going on. I'm keeping an eye on them. Like I am always checking on the cats and I know when something is wrong. And I was telling him that our boy cat, Cosmo, I was like, he's acting so weird. It's like he's on hallucinogens. He just keeps staring at the cracks. He'll just sit there for hours just staring at the cracks underneath the stove and behind the stove. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's like he's hallucinating or something. And Aaron was like, oh, he probably just saw a bug crawl under there. And so now he's like, you know, trying to get it and he's trying to look for the bug. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. He's probably just, you know, he saw a bug crawl under there one time and now he's, you know, freaking out about it. He was doing it so often, I felt bad because all day he was just sitting there staring at the stove in blankness. So finally, after a couple days of him staring at the stove on and off, I was like, okay, Bubba, like, let me show you. So I rip apart the stove and I'm like, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. I moved the stove out of the way. I let him go behind the stove just so he could like investigate so I could show him, you know, there's nothing here. You don't have to sit here and stare at it. Like there's no bugs. There's nothing here. And I was like, okay, now he'll understand that there's nothing here and he won't do it anymore. Well, he kept doing it. So Aaron said that when he went into the kitchen that morning to make breakfast, he had noticed one of our cats, Nova, sitting next to the stove, just staring at it. And then he said he heard something rustling around in that drawer. So he opened the drawer and Nova like peeked her head inside and Aaron looked in there and he saw something moving around and then he knew it was a mouse. So he took the whole entire like drawer out from underneath the oven and like just took it outside and dumped it out. I felt so bad. Like these cats were trying to tell me for a week straight that there was a mouse underneath the stove and I didn't catch the hint at all. Like I was so oblivious and I'm like, this cat's hallucinating. Like that was my first thought. Like my poor cat is literally trying to tell me like, mom, there's a mouse. And I'm over here like, he's acting real weird. Like he's hallucinating or something's going on with him. But I mean, what was I supposed to do? Like I checked, I pulled the stove apart and I looked. That was yesterday, okay? All of that unfolded yesterday and the week leading up to that. Like I said, I was supposed to film all day yesterday and I didn't because I was having really bad anxiety and paranoia and all this stuff. I was really struggling. So I hadn't gotten any sleep, so I couldn't film. I was exhausted, I had a headache. I was feeling so bad and so down, so there was no way that I could film. I was like, okay, tomorrow I have to film, I have to get it done, which is today. This morning I wake up and I got a good night's sleep, so I'm feeling good. I'm ready to get up and film and get my day started. And I hear the cats freaking out. And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? So I come into my filming room and I see two of my cats huddled around my filming desk freaking out. So I come over here and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And then I see the mouse on the floor. And I'm like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. My husband's at work. I'm by myself home, which, you know, I'm normally not scared of animals. Like mice are adorable. I love snakes, spiders. I pretty much love all forms of nature except for leeches. So the mouse didn't bother me. It was really cute. But I was like shaking, like my whole body was literally like trembling because I'm like, now what do I do? Like, how do I get this mouse out of here? I didn't know what to do. And my cats were frantically trying to get this mouse. And I'm over here like, I'm here by myself. I can't get opinions from anyone. I don't know how to get this mouse outside, out of the house, and I can't just dump it in the yard like last time. And so my first thought was to like YouTube a video of how to get rid of a mouse, like how to catch a mouse in your house. And then I was like, bitch, you don't have time for this. Like you don't have time to sit here and watch a tutorial on how to catch a mouse and release it. So I just grabbed my broom I grab a big bowl and a piece of cardboard, and I'm like, okay, I have to trap the mouse underneath the bowl, slide the cardboard under the bowl, and then transfer it into a box, and then drive it out in the middle of the country and release it. So that was my plan. And this whole time, the mouse is like running around, trying to get away from my cats, trying to escape them. And I feel so bad. You can tell the mouse is like so scared. It's like just trying to hide anywhere it can. So when I first came in the room, it was by my desk, which is kind of in the middle of the room. So it was easy for me to be able to grab if I needed to. Well, when I had left the room and came back, my boy cat, Mimi, who has been stalking this mouse for a week now, was sitting in the middle of the floor. And I'm like, okay, where's the mouse? Why aren't you getting the mouse? And so I walk towards him, and he drops the mouse out of his mouth, and he was like hiding it underneath his fur. And the mouse just runs. And I'm like, oh my God. Mimi, my boy, he had caught the mouse and was waiting for his mom to come back to show me what he had caught and give me the mouse. And then he dropped it and it started running. So then the freaking mouse goes behind these things behind me. You can see there's color all over them. There's 3 tiers of color. It runs behind these shelves and there's color on the bottom. So my cats are trying to get the mouse, which is behind the shelves, but there's color in the shelves. So they're knocking over all of my color trying to get this freaking mouse. And then I'm thinking, okay, there's no way that I'm going to be able to get the mouse out from behind there because it's a small area and I would have to try and grab it, which isn't going to happen. First of all, I'm not touching the mouse with my bare hands. They carry diseases and stuff. Also, it's a small area. I don't want it to bite me, and the likelihood of me being able to grab it because they're so fast is slim to none. So I start tearing out the color. I mean, I just start flinging color everywhere because I'm trying to help the cats. I'm like, all right, this is what's going to happen. You're going to go in the little cubbies and you're going to get the mouse and bring it back out here to the floor. So that way I can then trap the mouse and take it out of the house. So that was my game plan. Let the cats grab it or chase it to the middle of the room, and then I can catch it. As I'm pulling the color from one cubby at a time, you can see there's like multiple different cubbies with multiple different dyes in them. So I'm scraping out the color of one dye, flinging it across the room. He goes into that cubby, and then the mouse goes to the next cubby, and then I get all the color out of that one, and then he goes to the next cubby. So he starts chasing the mouse down, and the mouse is going back and forth and back and forth. My cat's like going into one cubby and then to the next cubby. I'm like stressing out, like cheering my cat on. I'm like, let's go, Mimi. I'm like, you got this, Bubba. You can get it. This mouse is like playing hide and seek with the cats, and it finally goes towards the middle of the room. And I'm like, all right, this is my chance. This is my opportunity to catch this little mouse who has been tormenting me and my poor babies all morning. The mouse runs into the middle of the room, and I am looking at the mouse. The mouse is looking at me, and there's a cat on either side. So we have 3 of us around this mouse, and the mouse is in the middle, and we're all just staring at it. And the mouse is looking at me, and it's so scared. I feel so bad. And I'm looking at the mouse, and I notice that its fur is wet from my cat's mouth. Like, my cat had it in its mouth so many times that its fur was literally wet from my cat's saliva. I was like, oh my God. My cat really did that. I was so proud of him. So then I grabbed the bowl. I put the bowl on top of the mouse, grab the cardboard, slowly slide it underneath the bowl because I don't want to hurt the mouse. I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared I'm going to hurt this mouse right now. So I'm like being super, super gentle. And so I take the mouse and I hurry up and I dump it in the box and I close the lid. And I'm like, okay, great. Now we can transport it in my car. Because before, if I just would have tried to take it in the bowl in my car, it would have gotten out in my car because it wasn't contained. It was just a piece of cardboard under the bowl and it was sliding around and moving. So I needed something that was like a box where it couldn't escape. I get in the car with the mouse and I start Googling like, how far away do I need to take this? Because I have no idea how far I know I need to take it far away from the house, but how far I didn't know. And then the internet says 3 to 5 miles. I'm like, okay, we're going on a road trip. So I just play some Billie Eilish and I'm like cruising in the country with the mouse sitting in the passenger seat and we're just chilling. And it was a great experience, and the mouse is doing great, living its best country life. And so now I am very paranoid that we have more than one mouse. It's normally not just one. normally there are multiple little friends that it has brought with it. So I have no idea if it's just that one or if it's several. I honestly believe it's just one because I haven't found like mouse poop, mouse pee. I haven't seen any other signs. My cats have not been acting weird in any other area. Thankfully, I have cats. So if there is more than one mouse, they will alert me and I will actually know that something is going on, and I'll be more aware of it this time, and I'll actually listen to them when they're trying to communicate with me instead of just thinking that they're hallucinating. It was very exciting. It woke me up, and it was a very riveting and exciting morning for someone who stays home all the time and never goes anywhere. And as soon as I got back from taking that mouse out in the country, I gave them some nice wet cat food as a little thank you for being the best babies ever. I will definitely give you guys an update and let you know if I find any more mice. I don't think I will. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that was the only one, but I'll definitely let you guys know if there's any other mice that I find. And as I'm filming this, my husband still does not know that I have captured and released a mouse successfully. He's at work, so he hasn't been able to look at his phone and see the amazing work that I have done. Also, my house is really old. Like, my house was built in like 1890. That's how most houses in like Indiana are, unless it's like a newer construction. But most people who are in the middle class or lower middle class are living in homes that are built in the 1900s. I'm sure that's how the mouse got in. There's probably cracks and stuff. And mice are so small they can fit through literally anything. Now we can do these front bits. I do have a video that is in-depth how to bleach your hair at home, showing like tips and tricks and how to do it section by section. I'll leave that video linked up here. So if you want to how to bleach your hair at home, step by step with tips and tricks and everything, I have that video for you guys. What else is going on in my life? There's really nothing super interesting. I ordered new jewelry for all of my piercings because before I had a whole bunch of mixed metals. So I had like some gold pieces, some silver, some black. It was just all over the place. And I feel like it's about time I finally just order the jewelry I actually need and just do what I gotta do and be an adult. Because I feel like that's one thing that people with piercings don't really do for themselves is buy matching jewelry. We just wear mismatched jewelry forever. So I was like, all right, I ordered all the jewelry I needed for all of my piercings. I didn't know if my ear piercings were an 18 gauge or a 20 gauge. I Googled it and I was like, what size are most ear piercings? The internet told me most of the time they are a size 18 or 20. So I went ahead and ordered a size 18 because I felt like a size 20 was just really small. Well, it turns out all of my ear piercings were a size 20. So I had to stretch my ears a tiny bit in order to make my new jewelry fit because I didn't want to just repurchase jewelry and wait for it to come. And I had already spent quite a bit of money on all the jewelry I just purchased. So I just decided to stretch them because I have had these piercings for a long time. So I knew stretching them wouldn't be that big of a task. But yeah, I got all black jewelry. If you can see, my two little hoops are black. This is a diamond and black stud. I have black plugs. I just didn't put them in because these ones are more comfortable. My black septum and a black Medusa with a diamond. And my belly button is black too. So now I feel good because all my jewelry matches and I feel like I'm adulting. I don't think I really have any other life updates. I've been going through my own shit a little bit, which I don't know if I'm going to keep talking about that stuff online because it seems like lately I've been getting bullied by a lot of people on the internet and it sucks. I'm not going to lie, it sucks. So part of me just wants to like disconnect a little bit and just, you know, keep things private because some people are just really mean. But I've been struggling the past couple days. And honestly, it really has nothing to do with my mental health because I've been doing really, really good lately. Like, I've been really strong on my mental health. I've been really happy. Sometimes things happen in the world and it severely impacts me. and it just accelerates any type of paranoia I have. So if you guys aren't aware, or if you don't live in the United States, mass shootings happen all the time here. It's a very common occurrence. It's a big issue that we have, and there have been 2 in 1 week. The first one killed 8 people in Atlanta, and then the second one killed 10 people in Colorado. I don't know if you guys have seen one of my previous videos, but in one of my previous Q&As, someone had asked me what my biggest fear is, and I said being in a mass shooting, because that's literally one of my biggest fears. And so when I see them starting to pick up again, it scares me. I'm scared to do anything in life. Like, I never leave the house anyway, except for to go to the grocery store and to go to the gym. I'm literally not even exaggerating. I only go to the grocery store and I only go to the gym. Those are the only places I ever go. And a lot of these people have been targeting grocery stores or just regular places that people are just working. They're just at their jobs. These are places that you can't avoid. So now I have a really, really difficult time going into stores. A little while ago, there was a shooting in El Paso, Texas at a Walmart. And after that shooting happened, it took me a long time to be able to go into Walmart again and feel comfortable and not be so scared. And so now, like, all of my progress that I've been working on for the past year with my social anxiety and paranoia and being in stores has just, like, reverted back to the way it was. And it's worse than it ever was. I've always had a hard time going into stores alone. When my husband's there, I'm not as scared because he's there with me. But when I'm by myself, I get very, very anxious. And so lately, the past month, I've discovered that if I just put headphones in and just listen to music at full volume, I feel so good. Like, I'm not scared. I'm not paranoid. I just go in, I do my thing. I'm listening to music. It comforts me. I feel so confident and so good, and I'm not anxious. So I just discovered that literally a month ago. So I've been going to the store and been, like, doing so good. And I just told Aaron literally a couple weeks ago that I found the solution to my anxiety in stores, and I told him what it was. And then the shooting happens, and it shook my shit. Let me tell you, it shook me to the fucking core. And now I'm back to being a hermit. I had to go to Walmart yesterday, and I about threw up. I had worked myself up so much. I was nauseous. And I, like, you know, right before you puke, you get that, like, stuff in your mouth. You, like, taste that saliva thing. That was happening. And I was like, bitch, you have got to calm down, because I'm sending myself into a panic attack. Like, I could just tell I was about to throw up. So I had to, like, talk to myself, like, calm yourself down. You're going to be okay. The odds of you dying is slim to none. Like, you know, it's going to be okay. It's just like these places you can't avoid. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just not ever go to the store? I live in a small town where they don't do grocery deliveries, and you can't park in the parking lot and they bring them out to you. We don't have, like, Uber Eats or a grocery delivery service in my town because it's so small. So none of those things are an option for me. I have to go into Walmart and get the things I need. There's no other option other than to send Aaron in by himself. But even that makes me even more anxious, because then I'm not there. If something were to happen, I'm at home or I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting for him, and I get scared of that. So I did go into Walmart yesterday, but it was a horrible experience, and it was so scary. And I hate that this is the world that we live in America, and it just sucks. That's all. And that's why I couldn't sleep the other night, because the shooting had just happened that day, and I was just sitting there thinking about all of the victims and all of the families, and it just makes me really sad. And I hate that people feel like they need to do that. Like, if you hate the world and you hate your life so much, don't take other people out with you. There's no reason to make other people suffer because you're suffering, and it just makes me so sad that people feel like they have to do that, and they need to resort to violence and taking other people's lives. And it just makes me so sad. Those people were just getting groceries, stopping to get a soda, or maybe just running in on their break to get a candy bar, and 10 people never left that store and never will be able to go home again, just for living their life. they weren't doing anything wrong. They weren't doing anything bad. They were literally just getting groceries. And the people who did survive are now scarred for the rest of their life. Shakes me to my core. And I don't know if I have such bad paranoia because I've been a victim of gun violence, and so it makes it even worse for me because I have been in a situation like that. I don't know, but it just really, really sends me. Like, I just lose my mind when stuff like this happens, because if mass shootings are happening at a festival or somewhere like that, I can avoid those areas. I can avoid concerts. I can avoid festivals. I can avoid all of these places that are being targeted. I can't avoid the grocery store. There's nothing that I can do about that to avoid that situation. It's something that everybody has to do. We all have to go to the store. We all have to get things to live and to survive. And so that's why it like really bothers me, because I can't avoid it. There's nothing that I can do to prevent that from happening. And I wish people would be more loving and more patient. And if maybe there was a little bit more love in the world, people wouldn't feel the need to be so violent. And it makes me sad that people feel like they need to do those things. And I wish I could help them, but there's nothing that I can do other than just be nice to people. So I've been going through a lot with that. Today's the first day that I'm actually feeling better about the situation, because if I read up about it too much, it starts affecting me again. So I'm trying to distance myself a little bit, because it really just breaks my heart. And at the end of the day, there's nothing that I could do. That situation has already happened. There's nothing I can do to make it better. So I need to stop dwelling on it and stop reading articles about it and stop watching the news about it, because it's only hurting me. So I need to learn to mourn and move on, because I can't live my life in fear, but I also don't know how to live my life not in fear in the world that I live in today. And then, like I said, people have been bullying me lately, which is not okay, and I don't appreciate it. And I'm a pretty strong person, and I normally don't let things bother me, but it's been bothering me. And so it's only added to my issues. Like, I'm over here not sleeping, almost throwing up, freaking out, and then on top of it, I'm having multiple people be really, really mean to me. And it makes me sad, and I don't deserve that, and nobody deserves that. And maybe those people should realize that their words and actions have consequences, and that some of the people who do mass shootings and are doing these things are people who have been victimized by people like them, or people who have been bullied their whole life and they're tired of being bullied. And it kind of like all ties in together. Like, for me, I'll be okay, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it stings a little bit when people are mean to you, but at the end of the day, I'll be fine. Like, it's not gonna affect me. I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna live my life. But for other people, they might not have that same thick skin I do, and it might really affect them, and it might cause them to do something crazy, or it might cause them to self-harm. And I wish people understood that their words have consequences. So my good microphone just cut out, so I have backup audio that I'm gonna play, because I feel like what I'm saying is kind of important, and it kind of just wraps up all of my thoughts that I've been sharing. So I think it's important that I include this portion in the video along with the other stuff. So for the next few minutes, it's going to be my backup audio, which is not very good, but at least I get my thoughts across and I close out what I was saying. And then after this clip, the rest of the video, the audio is perfectly fine again, but I just wanted to let you guys know audio is not the greatest for the next couple minutes. And it makes me sad that people feel the need to be so mean to other people, and I just don't understand it, and I wish everyone was nice to each other. People are the root of all problems. People cause all the issues in the world, and it makes me sad, and I wish people were nice and actually cared about other people. And what makes me even more sad is I don't know if the world will ever get better. I try to be optimistic and think that things will change, and as humans will evolve and things will get better, but I am having a hard time believing that right now. And to be honest with you, Australia's sounding pretty good right now. I might have to look into a citizenship in Australia, because I'm about done with the United States problems that they're not fixing. But everything's gonna be okay. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Alright, so I'm just going through and I'm cross-checking all of these sections. Thank you so much for listening to me rant. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. And I know you guys care about me and you care about how I'm doing, so I decided to share it. I might not share so much in the future because I kind of feel like every time I do, I'm attacked for it. Just because I put myself on the internet and just because this is my job does not make it okay for people to be mean to you or to leave hateful comments. It doesn't matter if you decide you're putting yourself on the internet or not. Those things are never okay, and somehow people like to justify people leaving mean comments because we put ourselves out there. Well, you put yourself on the internet, you should know you're gonna get hate. That doesn't make it okay. That's like saying, well, she was wearing a short skirt, so she should have known she was going to get sexually assaulted or raped. Like, no. I should be able to do this and feel safe and feel like whatever I'm expressing is in a safe space. And lately I haven't been feeling like that. We'll see if I continue sharing as much of my life as I have been, because I try in every aspect to show you guys who I am as a person and try and let you guys know. I try in everything I do to work out of morality, and I'm trying to be a better person every day, and sometimes I just feel like it's never enough. And I feel like evil is always winning and the good is always punished. And I'm pretty much just rambling to myself because I have no one to talk to. I'm just gonna go through here and keep cross-checking to make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm gonna let this process for 30 minutes. I've already set my timer for the 30 minutes, and then I'm going to wash, come back, and then we'll go ahead and tone my hair. And hopefully I'm over this mindset because it's kind of exhausting to talk about, and I would like to move on to happier and better things. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. Roots are nicely bleached. They're a beautiful pale yellow color. I'm very, very happy with the way that they turned out. As you can see, it's really yellow up here and my ends are more of that nice white color. So we're gonna go ahead and tone my hair now. I'm using Wella T18. It's a 1:2 ratio, so I just dumped the bottle into this bowl and then I fill this bottle up twice with some developer. Now for developer, you can use any volume you want, 10 through 40. It just depends on what you're going for. I did one bottle of 20 volume and then I did one bottle of 10 volume. Here's the consistency of the Wella T18 toner. It is kind of like jelly. It's pretty thick. And I'm just going to start up at the top, like I said, where all of this is a little bit more yellow. And as this sits on my head, you're gonna start to see it develop and it's gonna start turning purple. I still have that Eero pink that is stuck in my hair and I'm pretty sure it's never going to leave. We'll see what the toner does to the pink. I really don't think it's gonna do much. It might mute it a tiny bit so it won't be as vibrant, but I really don't think it's gonna do very much. So tomorrow I'll be dyeing my hair with the Bradmondo dyes. I've been waiting for like a month for them to come in the mail, so I was so excited when they came yesterday. As you can see, I still have some like blue and just a few other remaining colors in my hair. It's just so hard to shower with makeup on. It makes the showering experience a little bit less enjoyable when you have to try and protect your makeup. Everybody always asks how I shower with makeup on. I just shower normally. I just bend backwards and hold my hands above my hairline so that way water doesn't splash on my face, and it works out pretty well. Another reason I apply this at my regrowth first and not all over my hair at the same time, not only because my roots are yellow and my ends are already white, but my roots aren't as porous as my ends are. If I were to just take this toner and apply it all over my hair at the same time, my ends would turn like a lavender purple color and my roots would just be white, because my ends are more porous, so it's going to suck up a lot of that toner. So I like to just go through and apply it to my roots first and let this sit for a while. And then once this sits, I will drag it through my ends for like the last 5 minutes of processing. You can see it starting to turn purple now. This toner is permanent, so it's a permanent color, but I like it. I think it works so well as long as your hairs lift light enough to be able to tone. I think it works really well. And also, I've never noticed my hair feeling more damaged, even though it's a permanent toner. So that's why I keep using it. I just haven't found anything that works as good as this. I guess I could give you guys a little weight loss update. I just hit 199 pounds, which I have not hit that weight in like 5 years or more. I've always been in the 200s, and I finally got under 200 pounds, and it feels fantastic. Makes me so excited, and it makes me just want to keep going. I'm almost to my first weight loss goal, so that'll be awesome to hit. When your hair's wet and you apply the toner, it definitely helps spread it better, and you don't waste as much product because your hair's not absorbing as much of the toner as it would if it was dry. I'm also not going to leave this on the full recommended time. I'm pretty sure it recommends like 20 or 30 minutes, but I'm not going to leave it on that long. I'm just going to watch it and kind of see how it's processing and see if I need to rinse it or if I need to leave it on longer. So you can see it's already toned my hair really well. So I'm not going to have to leave this on for very long at all because it's working really, really quickly. You can see the toner now has a purplish hue to it also. It's not like that creamy white color anymore. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this on for 5 minutes now that it's through my ends, and then I'm going to wash, condition my hair, and I'll be back to show you the finished product. I'm really excited. It looks really cute right now, so I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. I just blow dried my hair, and this is how it turned out, and honestly, I am extremely happy with the result. I haven't toned my hair after bleaching in a very long time, and I kind of forgot what it looked like to tone your hair and how good the outcome is. I'm so used to that like raw bleached yellow look until I dye my hair with a vibrant color. And I really love the way that this looks. Also, can we just talk about how the toner like got rid of the pink? Yeah, I have like a tiny pinkish hue, but I mean, it was like neon pink before I applied the toner, and now it's like barely even noticeable. And it kind of just blended all of my leftover color together, and it's not as noticeable now. Like I had a whole bunch of blue left in my hair, and now it just kind of masks everything together, and I love the way it looks. It's so pretty. I feel so cute. I'm so excited about it, and I think I might leave it for a couple days and kind of enjoy it before I dye it with bright colors. Still gonna dye my hair within a week, but I want to just enjoy this beautiful ashy blonde for a moment because I think it's so cute. It had been 3 months since I bleached my roots, and they lifted so well and so evenly. I don't have any banding. I'm very, very impressed. I love that lightener. It does such a good job. Let me turn around and show you what the back looks like. As you can see, it's all even. Like my ends aren't purple, my roots aren't purple. It's all very even. And if I would have applied the toner all over my head at the same time, my ends would be purple, my roots would be this color. That's why it's important to note how porous your hair is. That way you know where you should be applying the toner first. And with my hair, it was super yellow at the roots, and my ends were already like a very nice pale blonde shade. Applying it the way I did assures it's going to be nice and even from root to tip. That is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much. And until next time, guys, stay weird. Goodbye.